Greetings, fellow conquerors. This is darkfireslide, and welcome back to the Pirates of Pomerania here in EU4. The Hansa no longer considers us a rival. Regrettably, we've lost trade dispute against them. I'm not sure why, but we've vassalized our rival. We've gotten a nice chunk of points from having 50 power projection for a little while there. Now, the real question is, who do we want to rival at this point? Honestly, Poland might be a good pick, because we do plan on expanding into them. And as we can see here, yeah, there's no limit on what you can do with allies, and so I know a very abusable strat in the past was to definitely just do that, like declare unlimited wars with an ally like France, and just kind of set the world on fire. And so, as we're looking, you know, for kind of a patch to rest on, so to speak, a patch we can kind of come back to always and play and call definitively the best version of EU4. We definitely probably couldn't do like this patch. We have to go find when Paradox made it so that there's that 10-year timer. That may have been with the Cossacks, actually, now that I think about it. But we may have to find where Paradox instituted that 10-year timer, because obviously not having that makes it very, very easy to abuse. But we're still having a lot of fun, and we're going to go ahead and pick up Admin Tech 5 and try to decide on our first idea group here. Now, I'm not set on anything, and I actually may not even pick anything until you guys vote in the comments, although I am leaning very much towards a military idea just because we have such a good baseline to go off of, and especially because we want to adopt the aristocratic administration, so really we may not actually have a choice. Because we have to choose between either aristocratic or plutocratic, and it's a lot easier to have trade income less than 20% than it is to get trade income of at least 40%. But, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should we try to become a merchant republic? Or should we focus on being a noble republic? I will intentionally make this episode a little bit shorter than usual so that you guys can actually kind of vote on that and let me know what you think, because it is a pretty important question. And honestly, being a merchant pirate republic probably makes a lot more sense. But the main problem with a merchant republic is that we can never, ever change from being a merchant republic, whereas if we become a noble republic, we can change to the administrative republican dictatorship, constitutional republic, etc. And honestly, personally, I would much rather have that. And in terms of convenience, right now, I think that taking aristocratic ideas and starting that tree would help us along the right path, especially because influence ideas is so good anyway. That I really don't mind taking it alongside aristocratic. And though aristocratic is not the best of idea groups, it is decent in the early game, and it is the early game for us, and it allows us to become that aristocratic noble republic, which gives us 10% morale of armies, guys. So think about it. Think about it. Are we noble pirates, or should we try to merchant this out? Because I don't know if we have what it takes to merchant this out. So we'll see what happens. But we are going to build a marketplace in Stettin, because that will give us more trade power in Lübeck, where our home node is. Now, I'm recording this one directly after the last episode, so if you guys said whether or not to move our capital to Danzig, I have not gotten that yet. So, well, no. Well, you know, I'm still waiting on that, basically, since the uploads take a while. Brandenburg's opinion of Pomerania goes up by plus 30. Well, that's not really going to help, considering that they're our rival, is it? And we do have quite a bit of rebels to worry about here, but honestly, our manpower is pretty good. And more importantly, we're going to be able to get more infantry out of this. So let's just go ahead and... Well, first of all, let's go ahead and get another cavalry. And we don't have a lot of money, but that extra cavalry is going to help, because having 2 cavalry on the sides to flank, pretty powerful in this point of the game, especially because cavalry is so strong. And also, now that we're pirating from Novgorod, and we're collecting in the Baltic, and we're collecting in Lübeck, we're just making tons and tons and tons of money. To the point where we almost could do the Merchant Republic if we really, like, you know, if we tried a little bit, built a couple more ships, which, by the way, we can build 4 more ships now, which is pretty epic. And we're going to go ahead and build a couple more infantry. Now, a lot of people rag on me for not lowering army maintenance, but the problem is, when we're expanding this quickly, money isn't really as important. And the reason for that, the reason money is as important is because we need two things. We need manpower and admin points. And neither of those things have anything to do with money. The reason we need, you know, obviously is to core, keep up with tech, etc. The reason we need, manpower is to kill rebels. And yeah, it looks like Bohemia just got involved in a pretty nasty war with Bavaria, Baden, Württemberg, and Brandenburg in the Palatine conquest of Baden. Well, sounds like a whole lot of their problem. We're making 3.6 ducats a month. We are making a good chunk of money all of a sudden. Alright, Sweden likes us a lot now, even though they're rival with Muscovy. They would accept an alliance. I think in later patches they changed that rival penalty to 100, and we actually just got, oh, Sweden just allied Poland. Ooh, and they rivaled us all in one. Wow. That's pretty nasty. I don't like that. No, sir. That's pretty bad, is what that is. But a loan is coming due. A loan we neglected to pay off before and may have to extend as a result. It may have been in our best interest to have allied Sweden in the first place, but it looks like we may be needing to look to new allies because Muscovy is going to have a very hard time keeping up with tech. I know I'm looking at the Ottomans. You know, there go the comments. Remove kebabs. But it's important for us to, you know, make sure that our web of alliances is better than the enemy's web of alliances. Now, Poland is at Tech 4. Wow, that's really bad. He's like with Sweden and Lüneburg, and, you know, we still have a couple more wars before Poland is no longer relevant, and that could be an issue for us in this campaign. We may have hit, like, a roadblock as far as, you know, expansion into Poland, Lithuania. Now, that being said, we are a member of the HRE, which means that Poland would be foolish to attack us. It looks like Austria just declared a conquest war on Burgundy, though, which is pretty insane. Of course, we are still waiting for aggressive expansion to cool off, waiting for some of these rebels to fire. Nature. Not much to really say at this point, just kind of waiting for things to pass here. We don't really need a military advisor because we're already so far ahead on military ideas, and really what we would like to do is take an actual idea group. All that being said, we are kind of behind on diplomatic power all of a sudden, so hiring a trade efficiency guy actually seems like it would be really, really helpful. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, Brandenburg no longer considers us a rival. We probably are about to eclipse them. And look at that Lüneburg, though. Holy moly. Now, I am going to level with you guys. I think that Lüneburg is our key to defeating Poland. Alright, yep, Brandenburg's no longer valid. Not surprising. Alright, in Culm, we can get 1 base tax or 1 base manpower. I think I want the manpower, honestly. Although the money would be really nice at this point in the game. Yeah, let's get the base tax, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, who can we rival? Who is rivalable at this point? We could rival the Livonian Order, which would be just like a really, really easy path of expansion at this point. And we could we could rival Austria with his 336% stronger military than us. I think we'll go with the Livonian Order just because, even if it's not like a great long-term solution. Alright, so we don't have any claims on Lüneburg, and we can't really fabricate yet because we're still waiting for aggressive expansion to cool off just a little bit. But we are catching up on tech and stuff, so not really that big of a deal. We can almost get artillery, which is nice. And the Polish military at this point is also, though, like, kind of a joke. Hungary is still involved. Oh, he's in a war with Burgundy now, which is a problem. Huh. Bohemia just became the Holy Roman Emperor. That's crazy. That's so crazy. But yeah, Sweden, I foresee Sweden being a huge thorn in our side now that we're starting to expand a little bit. So, we'll see what happens. See, that autonomy decrease will go away in 1498. Well, that's quite a bit away from now, isn't it? We do have the Teutonic Separatists to worry about, and our little Teutonic vassal has 3,000 troops and 3 ships. Lüneburg has been discovered fabricating a claim on Uckermark. Now, this does pose an interesting problem, because just as we can attack Lüneburg, who lost their alliance with the Hansa, by the way. Do we rival the Hansa? We no longer rival the Hansa. The Hansa might actually be a possible ally for us here, and that's good because the Hansa actually has a surprisingly decent military and navy for the size of country it is. Let's see, can we find, is it Hansa or it's the Hansa? I think it's the Hansa. Okay. Let's see, their force limit is actually, yeah, so it's like actually 10,000, which is like, it's okay. Like, it's really, really okay. They can afford a lot more troops than you would expect. Okay, I think our aggressive expansion has gone down enough that we can at least fabricate a claim on Lüneburg. But the interesting thing about the war that we're potentially going to fight with Lüneburg is that our goal doesn't have anything to do with Lüneburg. It's all about defeating Poland, invading Poland, taking over Poland's land. It's, you know, you get the idea. Just screw Poland, basically. Let's see, Königsberg has a castle. Huh. Oh, this is super interesting. So, well, first of all, I'm an idiot and haven't cored either of my provinces in like 10 minutes. But more importantly, I think that this version, nope, okay, we just can't build a building yet because we haven't cored the province. Because we're big idiots. Well, I mean I am the worst EU4 player of all time. But yeah, basically we're going to fabricate a claim on Lüneburg, and we're going to use that war to screw over Poland. That is the plan, anyway. Now there is a kink in the operation here that Bohemia will likely not join the war because he himself is the Holy Roman Emperor. Okay, finally the Danzigian separatists fired. And the Teutons, although they hated us before, are suddenly very, very willing to help us. We are going to pay back a loan. See, the Duke of Burgundy has died. And who has inherited? Nobody inherited. Oh, no. Oh, is that Castile? No, it's Bohemia. Bohemia got the... Oh, that's so cool. Wow. I've never seen that happen. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Glad we allied Bohemia. Jeez. That's crazy good. It's crazy good for our ally that he did that. That's awesome. I love it. Walter Mierka has died. Oh, man, guys. Listen, guys. We gotta have a moment of silence for this man. Our 1401 general has passed. He was a great man. He really was. He led Pomerania to become the successful state that it is now. He'll be missed. In his place, we have this man that we paid like 50 ducats for, Friedrich von Zitzewitzes. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure there's a German in the comments who's just like laughing. But he's a 2-3-3 with no siege, which is fine. Now, one interesting thing I want to look at here, though, first. What is Bohemia's new force limit now that he's the emperor? He can field 48,000 troops. Wow. That's actually kind of crazy. Now, the Hansa's still neutral towards us for some reason. They don't like our navy strength either, apparently, but... See, the Ottomans got bronze cannons. Alright. Alright, so we finished fabricating our claim on Lüneburg, and... So here's the problem. Bohemia doesn't want to join because we're fighting a member of the HRE. So that means that it would be Muscovy and Hungary and I versus Lüneburg, Oldenburg, and Poland, Lithuania. As you might imagine, this is problematic. Obviously, this is not going to be like an easy thing for us here. Now, the other side of it is that we attack Poland directly. And this is what I don't want to do. Because it's it would be a really nasty war. It would depend a lot on how much we could siege and how many provinces basically we could snipe from Poland. But Poland is also in a precarious situation because their military tech itself is 4. However, the other problem is that Muscovy's been keeping up on military tech. That being said, Sweden's army is also really terrifying. Like, really terrifying. And they would still definitely join a war against us, although they do have debt at the moment. But you know what? I think we have to take this war. And I think the reason we have to take this war is because Poland is going to be so far behind. The second we pick up this tech... like Tech 7, we will have another 0.25 tactics advantage. Poland would have a 0.5 tactics disadvantage compared to us. Which is absurd. Like, that would be just absolutely painful for them. Every fight they would take with us, they would be just losing so many more troops than we would. And that's before we, you know, maybe got an idea group or something, which, you know, but... I want to know what you guys think, because my impulse right now is that we have decent enough manpower. We have rebels, but it doesn't matter if we fight a war. We have good allies who would be willing to fight a conflict for us. In fact, let's see, the Hungarian army is at 18,000 troops. They're low on manpower, though, which is a problem, because Lithuania and Poland are actually pretty good on manpower at the moment, although Poland's actually completely out from fighting rebels. So really it would just be the Lithuanian manpower pool. And actually, how's Sweden's manpower looking? They've got 7,000. Because yeah, this does put a lot of an onus on us, because we would need to be the Sweden of our alliance, more or less. That or Hungary anyway. But this would be a huge war. We could make them break their alliance with Sweden. We could take a bunch of land, feed a bunch of cores, and claims to the Teutonic Order, save us a bunch of points while simultaneously growing us. This could just be a really powerful moment for us here, although Muscovy doesn't have any increased claims on Lithuania, so... Although Bohemia has a claim on Polish province now, which is really interesting. So let me know what you guys think in the comments before we proceed here. My impulse is to attack now, take their land, and go. But that may not be a good idea. Let me know what you guys think. And that's going to be the end of this episode. You know, like I said, I want to keep it a little bit shorter. I actually meant to keep it shorter than this, even, so that we could just kind of vote on things. But, you know, let me know in the comments. And I will see you on the next one.